So your energy engages on the rainbow road, and your energy actually comes down and floats descending down towards the rainbow road and falls into the opening of a bottle. And this is like a bottle in an ocean, right? So I start getting that message in the bottle symbology. And so you fall into this bottle, and there's like some water in there. And so we get the water out, and then you're truly now like in the ocean floating in this bottle. And so I get this whole like connection to love. So, like this searching for love, or if you're somebody who's already attached, then I would say this is like your messages of love, or your message to the universe of what you hope out of the connection to the partner that you're with. But I get this really strong sensation that there's this searching for love. So whether you're connected or not, we're going to play the astrology card, right? They always say for people who are connected or partnered, and for people who are not partnered. So if you are somebody who's partnered, then I'd say this is maybe what you're seeking within the partner. You've written out maybe this list, or you have this mental list of what your hopes and dreams and expectations are, and you've kind of like sent it out to the universe. But if you're not partnered, and I get a strong sense that you're not partnered, that that this is what you're really hoping for in a partner. And so you're trapped in this bottle, and now I see you kind of floating ashore, and now you're on this beachy shore, and you've washed up, and now you're just kind of intermixed in the sand, and your energy's still in the bottle. And this person comes walking by, and they see the bottle, and they open the bottle. And so when they open the bottle, they kind of release your energy, and your energy kind of poofs out like a genie, and you're this genie that's ready to grant the wishes, right? And so it's not so much about granting wishes, but I feel like this symbology is like whoever opens your bottle is going to get, like, their dreams are going to come true, right? Like, you are somebody who loves endlessly, who has so much to offer, who has so much to give, that like when this person comes along and finally accepts like that bottle or that message that you've put out there, that you are just going to respond in return with like making all of their dreams come true. And that's what I get from this. And so from here, then your energy then manifests into a person, and I see you and this person walking arm in arm down the beach, your head on their shoulder, and you walk off towards the sunset, right? The sun's like lying on the horizon. And so as you make your way into the sun, the two of you don't stop walking. You actually like walk right into the middle of the sun, and the sun then propels up into the sky. And so I'm looking at you guys in this sun, and it's almost like you're trapped in the sun, right? So the two of you are encased in this orb of yellow light. And so I'm getting a connection here to solar plexus chakra. And so solar plexus chakra is it symbolizes on a physical level the self, but then emotional, mental, spiritual level, it's like ego, willpower, control, self-confidence, self-esteem. It's like all of these things that kind of are contained within the self. And so I from here, when I kind of get that it's a solar plexus kind of connection, then I see the two of you pop out of the sun and into your own green orbs. And now I see you sitting in lotus position, like meditating in your own green orbs. And so green now is the heart chakra. And so what I'm getting from this connection is that that if the energy stays in the solar plexus chakra, that there can be that there could be control issues and like expectation, self-imposed kind of will, and these possibly like overly confident or lacking confidence because of the control type of thing. So I get there's like an ego component. And so I get that the energy of the two of you needs to be focused on the heart chakra, which is the unconditional love. And so there's this energy of, you have to love yourself completely before you can move into a harmonious relationship with another person. And so I get in some sense that maybe if you were so the energy walking down the beach and then getting trapped in this sun, I feel like if that were to happen right now, that there would be too much ego or too much self-imposed conditions of what that love should look like or what that love should be. And and that there needs to be work done on yourself right now, and loving yourself unconditionally to be able to then love another without conditions, right? So unconditional love is to be able to love without conditions. So I feel like that there's this energy that's needed to be explored within yourself, because back to the genie, like, I get that you have all this love and you can, like, it's like you can make anybody's dreams come true, but how much of that is really been focused on you, and understanding how much and what your capacity to love yourself in every situation is. I feel like there's this need to love yourself in every situation and understand what the depth of your love for yourself is, and healing any of those like inner child things or old wounds, any of that stuff, to make you completely vulnerable. Like, the opposite of the love is to allow yourself to be very vulnerable. So if you can be very vulnerable in every situation, then you're ready to love somebody without conditions, right? Because it's just, then we can accept them in their states as well. And so then from here, you kind of exit the bubble, and now you're alone and you're walking on the beach, and you're walking towards this big sand castle. And so I see this sand castle has this like sand bridge going up to it, and it's elevated. And so you step onto the bridge, and as you step onto the bridge, you look up, and there's this like black opening, there's no door. There's just a black opening to the inside of the sand castle. And as you're watching, this like crab comes out, and so this, like, it's funny because it's like a crab comes out, and then another crab, like a few crabs scuttle out, and then like another crab comes out, and it's wearing like a groom's hat, and there's like a little crab that comes out with like a bride's veil on. And so I feel like these are like cake toppers, right? So I'm not big into astrology at all, but I don't know if there's some connection to with like Cancer, like a Cancer sign, if you're a Cancer sign, or maybe there's somebody who's been a Cancer sign in your past that was a love, or maybe this is future or something, but I get some connection to crab, and crab is Cancer. So I don't know, maybe explore that a little bit further. But then as they move past, then you walk up the bridge, and now you're walking into the open door. And as you move into the door, you basically go right down and start sinking in quicksand. And so I get that there is this, with quicksand, the message is like, the more you try to get free, or the more you try, the quicker you're going to sink. And so I get that this is the energy of the situation. Like, the more you try to have this right now, the quicker you're going to sink. So I get that there's definitely some work that needs to be done, at least on yourself and the unconditional love and vulnerability. And if you try too much right now, or if you try maybe in this current energetic state, that it's just going to sink you further, kind of into needing to do more work. So it's the message I'm getting is like, don't try, like, let the energy come to you, right? So be open to that energy, and stop kind of trying from the old methods, maybe, to produce whatever it is that you're looking for. And so again, whether you're attached right now or not attached to somebody, it seems like it's trying to convey that there's more work that needs to be done on you before you can see those the results of what that message to the universe was that you're hoping in this lover or this companion. And so from here, then the Akashic records turn into, it seems like we're on the inside of a dollhouse almost. And as I'm like looking around, I peer out of one of the windows, and I'm like the size of a doll, because I see like a kid's leg outside the window. And so it's really interesting. It just kind of feels like the inside of like Barbie's dream home. And so I call down your higher self, and I ask your higher self what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this moment in time. And as your higher self descends, it actually takes the shape of like the fairy godmother. And so again, I'm getting this like overall feeling that if I had to guess, I'd say you aren't attached right now, because then I get this fairy godmother, and that's representative of like Cinderella, right? Going to the ball, finding her Prince Charming. And so I get that there's this whole kind of stream of consciousness of trying to find that love of your life. And so fairy godmother comes down, and again, I ask, what's for the greatest good for this person to know now. and basically get the information that, you know, it's time to fill yourself with this unconditional love. And it's like they're pointing back the energy at you, that they, I think it's recognized, and people who surround you could all probably say that you're probably one of the most loving, caring, generous people out there, right? But a lot of times the people who are like prime examples of like heart chakra energy, like they would do anything for somebody else. Like they're the Snow Whites of the world, right? Like kind to children and animals, like couldn't hurt anybody, would give you the shirt off their back. Like a lot of times those people have had some of the most deepest hurts, and therefore have kind of created a protective case over their heart center. And so the lesson is vulnerability. So I almost get that there's this internal work that needs to be done to really allow you to love at the greatest capacity that you can love in, because it's not about taking all that love and sending it to somebody else. It's about taking that love and acknowledging that you're worth all of that love, and that you know, should be, it's almost like that love that you want to push onto other people, you have to be willing to accept for yourself, but more so like give to yourself. And when you can feel good enough about yourself to want to love every bit of yourself that deeply, then that's when we draw in the loving attention and that harmonious connection with somebody else. Because I get that feeling again that if you were to be in this love at this moment in time, that it's going to be that solar plexus energy that comes out, that it's going to be controlled. There's going to be a control factor, or like self-esteem type stuff, willpower. So maybe somebody's going to be dominating in the other person's, whatever the opposite of dominating is. So, you know, I get that there'd be almost like that power, like love would almost be used as a power pawn, instead of like being able to unconditionally love, which is being able to love without condition. And so, you know, I think that's kind of the message, or the underlying message, is that message in the bottle, and they're showing me how much you have this capacity to love, but it's time to love yourself now, and be able to cultivate that love for yourself more than anybody else right now. And then once that's established, and you have that ability to be vulnerable, then I think that love is then reciprocated in the same intensity that you have the ability to give. So I'll include I had a week-long chakra journey for the heart chakra. And so you can do day 1 on, you know, the first day, and then day 2 on the next 5 days, and then the last day. So I'll attach that here as well. So with light and love.